You guys want to know how to get from Siem Reap to Koh Rong Island? Come with me, let's check it out. One of the things I love about Cambodia is the ease of travel. It's such a small country, and I can tell you what, I've done motorbikes about every province in the country, from here to Sihanoukville to Kep Kampot. I love riding motorbikes, but what I love most is the bus because it's so easy. And this is the hotel bus on PlLEASE Express. I chose this today, guys, because yes, it's a little bit more expensive. It does run about $28 each way, $56 round trip. We're gonna go on board here. We're gonna show you guys exactly what a hotel bus is all about, and we're gonna wake up at the ocean. Let's go. All right, getting on board here, the first thing I notice is the attention to detail. Very, very clean. The company's very professional, very high regarded in Cambodia, actually. I appreciate the attention to detail. And let's check this out real quick here. They give us a small little amenity kit, and it looks like this. They've got wet wipes, a nice little bottle of water, and a nice toothbrush. It's the little things that count. I took the Vitapatran Express. I just butchered that, just so you know, but the other company in town, and I will say that they have much larger berths to sleep in, because I'm 6'4", almost 200 pounds, and I can say that my feet, I'm going to sleep on my side to be able to have a good night's sleep, because I'm just too tall. Everything in Cambodia is built for small people. You'll see that when you come. But nonetheless, this is probably one of my favorite companies besides the Vitapatran Express. And even though they do a great job, there's pros and cons to both. This is the fastest way to get down to Sihanoukville, and it'll get us there at about 6 in the morning, which is about 3 hours earlier than the first ferry. However, we'll talk about that when we get there. For those of you in America, a hotel bus would be illegal. There's no such thing, because the DOT has strict rules about seat belts and whatnot. So for here, to be able to have a hotel bus to wake up someplace and 8 hours later and you're there, you can't put a price on that. I've never felt unsafe, and I've done probably a dozen of these trips now, and another half dozen to and from Phnom Penh, and every single time I'm more than happy with it. So this is also a non-smoking bus, so for those of you that smoke, get that nicotine in beforehand. They will make a stop in Phnom Penh to drop off and pick up, however brief. That is the only time you'll have a chance to smoke on this trip. They do have this fancy little gizmo right here. It takes American outlets, so if you want to charge your GoPro or your cell phone along the ride, you certainly have access to that, and the power outlet works. They also have air conditioning over here, and an airplane style light as well for reading, so because they're going to turn the overhead lights off as soon as the bus hits the road here. It's a fairly big bathroom, light, standard toilet. It's got your little toothbrush, it's got your little trash can, even got some toilet paper. How boring. Nice little bathroom vent. Gonna look handsome when you get there. Of course, hand soap and a stand-up urinal for those of you. I like the flowers, nice added touch. Guys, arrived over here in Sihanoukville. Now let's go grab a pass out and check out the ferry port. Good morning. I got in this pass out here. It is between 6,000 to 7,000 real to get from PlLEASE Express Terminal down to the port to go to the Koh Rong. Those guys are scalpels outside, so if you guys can do Pass App, that's the best. But if you want to just go through one of the guys standing outside looking for money, then you just don't pay any more than 7,000 real. That's all I can say. Otherwise, you paid too much. All right, let's check it out. Now we're going to head on down to the Port Authority here and hop on a ferry and head on over to the island. See you guys when we get there. once you guys get down here to the ferry port, they're gonna drop you right here by 7-Eleven. Well, somewhere there's a sign there. But anyways, 7-Eleven's right here. It's great. They got amazing coffee, as you guys know. And you've got multiple different ferry companies to choose from here, about 3 actually. And the first boat leaves out at 8. Let's go inside, get a coffee, and check in over here at the ferry company here and go from there, yeah? We'll go see how much it costs. We'll add up all the price at the end of the video. Long, can I get the iced coffee? Iced coffee?
Iced coffee.
Yeah. Moi, yeah. All right, we're gonna get some tickets here. Okay, they're gonna run $25. They told me round trip from here all the way to Koh Rong, and it is good for any day, any boat. There's not, it used to be specific, but a pro tip I will say is make sure you know which pier you're gonna go to, and they will specifically drop you off. Because if you just say you're going to Koh Rong, they don't know. There's many piers, especially Siem Reap Island there. Depending where you're staying is a different pier, and otherwise you might end up having to hire a different boat to get to the right pier, which is about another $20. So.
Island from the pond going there you go.
Like this. We're getting it in this way.
Koh Rong Salam, this is the small boat. So if you guys are heading over to Koh Rong Salam, this is the boat to take, not the big one. Just make sure you ask. Let's find a seat. I will leave the links in the description below to everything we did from Larita Express. I will also leave a link to Victor McBus Express, as well as the ferry ports here, the companies here. And that way, if you guys are planning your trip, you want to contact them in advance, I will leave the links down below in the description for you, and also a Google Maps address location, so you guys know exactly where you're going on your mobile phone on your next trip to Cambodia. All right, let's do a recap price-wise. Grand total, we've got $82.75 per person wrapped up into a round trip from Siem Reap to Koh Rong Island, okay? The ferry is $25. I had $1.75 into the pass out from the bus terminal down to the ferry port this morning, and it was, like I said, $56 round trip on the bus. Now, there is other options for buses. You can save probably $10 more if you're on a budget, okay? Victor Man Express is very good, and I've ridden them before on the hotel bus a few times, actually. And like I said, as a longer Western American, I appreciate the longer legroom. However, I slept fine. I will say this, and Larita, if you're listening, upgrade those mattresses. They are nice, however, to sleep 8 hours on a mattress that's that thin, your hip does start to hurt after a while. You find yourself shifting in the night. However, I slept great. Woke up at 6 o'clock at the terminal, and they were on time to the nose. Literally, we were rolling in at 6 a.m. I woke up about 1:15, and it was kind of nice. So at any rate, if you guys are coming down to Koh Rong, you're in Siem Reap, you're a tourist, or if you live here or live in Siem Reap and you're an expat like myself and you just want to get a weekend getaway, I come to Koh Rong about once a month. I love it. I do teach English, so sometimes I will come down literally on a Friday night hotel bus and come back Sunday night hotel bus and be at work literally an hour later after getting there. So it's always a nice weekend getaway too. So for those of you that are locals in Siem Reap or just an expat, it is a great weekend getaway as well. So the good thing about here is they do have a Cafe Amazon, okay? So if you guys like more of your Starbucks style coffee, they do offer that. And 7-Eleven, which I'm totally great with. It's probably some of my favorite coffee I've ever had. This 7-Eleven does not have a self-serve coffee, so you'll have to ask the people behind the counter to make for you. But outside of that, it's a great overall trip. And like I said, we left Siem Reap last night at 9 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. actually, because they loaded at 9, and we were here first thing at 6 a.m. Wow, here we are at the ocean. So, all right, guys, until next time, Safe travels from Mahoney Travels. See you guys in the next video.